What is the examples of bisexual flowers which we studied in last chapter? Anyone?
Hibiscus.
Yes, hibiscus, and there is another plant. Anyone? Hibiscus and another example. Yes, Hasani? Mustard plant. So these are the plants we used to study the examples of bisexual flowers, which is in last class. So what do you mean by bisexual flowers? They have both male and female. What is the male part of a flower? Anybody? Male part of a flower, which we used to call. Male part of a flower, which we used to call. That is what you are studying it. So male part of a flower we used to call as stamens, as well as female part of a flower which we used to call. Everyone?
Carpel.
Carpel. So that is what is called as bisexual flowers. So all the pea plants, flowers of a pea plant, they are actually bisexual flowers. Each flower has both male part. What do you mean by male part? Stamen. And what do you mean by female part? Carpel. So that is what the next one. The structure of the flower is completely encloses the reproductive organs until fertilization. So, because of that, what will happen? Self-pollination will occur, and it is easy to get the pure offsprings of next generations. Do you understand what I'm saying? Pea plants, the flowers are not open until the fertilization occurs. So what will happen, guys? There is no place for what pollination? We have studied two types of pollination. Anybody can tell? What are the two types of pollination? One is self-pollination and another one is what? Cross-pollination. So which will invites the variations? Anybody can tell? In which pollination having a greater possibilities of variations? Anybody? Yes, please. Yes. So variations are occurs. Variations are occurs in larger way in cross pollinations. But that is the reason he has chosen the pea plant, because pea plant until the fertilization occurs, the flower won't be opened. That is the reason, so that it is easy to study the generations of a pea plant, that pure lines, like in a exact inheritance of characters from parents to the offsprings. That is the reason he chosen this one. And next one, it is an annual plant. What do you mean by annual plant? Anybody? It is an annual plant. What do you mean by annual plant? Any one of you? What do you mean by annual plant? This is the same question again, 11th class biology it will come. By that time, you can say according to show, whatever it is, you tell me. What do you mean by annual plant? Ma?
Seasonal plant.
Huh? That's what it is. So remember, annual plant means it's not the seasonal plant, or basically annual means used to study what? 1 year plant. Huh? So annual plants means, remember, the plants that perform their entire life from seeds to flower. Means it is not come by branches, it is not come by some other thing. So they are actually the annual plants which will entire life cycle from seeds, further germination, further growing, further flowers, again fertilization, again formation of seeds. That is what we used to call as, what we used to call, guys? Annual plant. So please remember. Again, 10th, 11th class you will get it. So annual plant is a plant that completes its life cycle from germination to the production of seeds. That is what we used to call as annual plant. Understand, Hari? So whatever the organism, whatever you are taking, so which is producing from the seeds and again production of seeds within one growing season. That is, and then it will dies. Further, it won't be continued. If you take, for example, tomato, if you take brinjal, if you take any pea parts, if you take watermelon, so what will happen? They will germinate from the seeds and they will produce the seeds and they will die. That's all. So after that, they won't be. So that is the called as annual plant. So now pea plant is annual plant or not? Everybody understand now, Abhirami? What do you mean by annual plant? It's not a seasonal plant. Okay. So annual plant, and it is possible to study. It is possible to study several generations within a long period of time or short period of time. Everybody? Yes, please. Several generations within a short period of time or long period of time. That is what I am asking.
Short period of time.
Within a short period of time. Within a short period of time. That is the reason he has been chosen the pea plant. Next, the size of the pea plant flowers is also there in a adequate size, and it is very easy to handle. So that is right. Before point you missed it. This is the fourth point. Third point you write it. Most important. Right. The structure of the flowers is such that the structure of the flowers is such that it is completely encloses the reproductive organs. It will be completely encloses the reproductive organs. Completely encloses the reproductive organs. Until fertilization, comma. Hari, those who are not joined second meeting, you take Hari. We will avoid them now. It's not necessary because they are not showing interest. So what is the use? Until fertilization, comma, which ensures self-pollination. What is the advantage of this? This is what is one more question they will ask you. Can you tell me? What is the advantages? Why it will encourage cell? It is easy to analyze the pea plant because of self-pollination. It is easy to get the pure heredity lines for several generations. That is what is the importance. Okay. So which ensures self-pollination, and it is easy to get pure lines. It is easy to get pure lines for several generations. That is the third point. Next, this is the fourth point. Next one. Flowers of pea plant. Flowers are adequate in size and easy to handle. They are not too small or they are not too big, or it is not difficult to removing them, or like what we can say that doing the hybrid crossing and all. It is easy to handle. That is the reason he chose the pea plants. Understand everybody? And next one, last point. Each pea plant can produce large number of seeds in a single generation. So means single pea plant will produce hundreds of seeds, so that it is easy to study the properties, variations. So this is the reason what experimental plant, when he is experimenting, these are the characteristics he has been noticed in the pea plant. That is the reason Mr. Mendel chosen the pea plant. Now, I will show you the most important concept. So that is what we used to say, contrasting characteristics. What is the meaning of contrasting characteristics? Anybody can tell? I said you correct. What is the meaning of contrasting characteristics? Noticeable characteristics, like we can easily distinguish. Understanding all of you? Easily we can distinguish from one character to the another character. We cannot have a confusion. Oh, this and this may be similar, like that. So like that, Mr. Mendel has been taken 7 pairs of contrasting characteristics in a which plant? Anybody? In a pea plant, which is studied by Mr. Mendel. That is the most important one. Why he chose the pea plant? So if you notice that, what is that 7 characteristics? All of you notice and take it. The size of the pea plant. That is the first one which he has been chosen. So you can notice it. Of course, I will say the colors also. You can observe that. First one he has chosen The size, you can take 7 thing. That is what? Stem length. He has chosen tall plant about 6 to 7 feet. How many feet, everybody? About 6 to 7 feet. Okay. And dwarf. What do you mean by dwarf? Dwarf also we can call it as what? Short, which is around 9 to 15 inches. So we can see that completely, we can see the different one. Am I right or wrong, everybody? Next one, flower position, axial position, axial position, axial position, Z you strike it and you write it. Next one is terminal position. So what do you mean by axial and terminal position? I will say, you listen. All of you, if suppose this is a branch, I am observing, this is a branch. So here leaves are producing and here flowers will get. Understand, Hari? This is what we used to call as axial flowers. Means there is no end for the stem. The stem is the branches is continuing. Understanding? This is what we used to call as axial flowers. Terminal flowers means there is no further growth of leaf. So leaves are present and here the flower is present. That is called as terminal. So he has chosen that. Next, pod shape. So pod shape means inflated or wrinkled. You can notice it. Oh, so just a minute. So he has chosen like inflated means very beautifully. You can notice it here. 1 minute. Let me stop this. Yeah. So yeah, you can notice it actually. So this is what pod shape. Inflated means like a plain and a very like bulged one, and constricted means like a pressed one. So that is the one he has been chosen. Next one, pod color. Pod color. So pod color, two colors. One is green, another one is what? Everybody? One is green, another one is, yes, please.
Yellow.
Yellow.
So that is what. So now we have to write it for this. Let me take this image alone. Okay. Now I will write the characteristics also. You all knows people. Remember, this is the most important one. As I said, he has been chosen a distinguishing characteristic. Can you tell me dominant one? What is the possible genotype? Dominant. What is the possible genotype? Please respond. Dominant, guys. Either capital FF or capital F. Small.
Smaller.
Capital.
Recessive.
Capital.
What is that? Recessive. Everybody. Recessive.
Both small.
Both small.
Both small.
That's what you have to remember. Now, here he has chosen the characteristic. Stem height around 6 to 7 feet. So what is the genotype of it? Imagine it is a pure generation. Pure. All are pure. This all are pure. Now you tell me, what is the character? What is the genotype of this tall plant? Tall. Capital T, capital T. Dwarf. Dwarf. Small t, small t.
Small t, small t.
Next. Axial. Axial flowers. So it is axial flowers. What is the genotype? Capital A, capital A. Means see that flowers are present for the branch and branch is continuing to grow. Then terminal, end. There is no further growing of branch. What is it called? Small a.
Small A, small A.
Next, pod color, green and yellow. So the green, I will take it as a capital G, capital G. Purima, everybody. Then yellow. What is the yellow? Everyone.
Both small.
Small. Next, pod shape, fully. That is what we can say, inflated. This is inflated. Inflated, and this is constricted. Constricted also we can say wrinkled. What is to call, everyone? Wrinkled one. Okay. So now tell me, inflated means capital I, capital I. Then constricted means what? Constricted means what? Small I, small I.
Small i, small
Why I
I.
am choosing? These all are dominant one and these all are what? Everybody?
Recessive.
Recessive one. That is what you have to notice. A dominant one and this is recessive one. Character. Next, flower color. This is violet and this is white. So noticeable change. Distinguished characteristics. Tell me violet. Yes, please. Violet color. Capital V. Capital V. Small. Okay. Small v, small v. Next, seed color. yellow and green. And here round and wrinkle. So yellow, I will take it as a what? Everybody. Capital Y, capital Y. Green. Yes, respond. Small y, small.
Small, small.
Round. Capital R, capital R. Wrinkled. Wrinkled.
Smaller, smaller.
Smaller, smaller. So this, if you understand this 7 pairs of contrasting character, keep heading. What is the heading? We have to keep it here. 7 pairs of contrasting characteristics of which has been analyzed by what? Contrasting characteristics of pea plant, which has been analyzed by, studied by whom? Everyone.
Mendel.
Mendel.
So there is nothing in his experiments and his conclusions. Just if you're able to write this genotype, here you remember one more thing. I am taking this, all the things is pure parental generation. So that is why the parents, pure parents, that is why these all are character. So it is all what? Homozygous or heterozygous? Everyone, yesterday I have taught you. It is a homozygous or heterozygous. They all are
Homozygous.
homozygous. So I am taking a pure, means they all are homozygous. That is why these all are capital and these all are small. But if it is a crossbreeding, if I undergo that, then that dominant one may also come what? What is the may other possibilities of that? If it is the first generation, it is offspring. Capital R, small r, next one. Capital Y, small y, next one. Capital V, small v, next one. Capital I, small I, next one. Capital G, small g, next one. Capital A, small a, next one. Capital T, small t, next one. That's all I think. Correct? These all are also what? Dominant gene or recessive gene? Everybody. This is also a dominant gene, but it will come in the what? Parental generation or F1 generation. It will possible in only in F1 generation. Understand it? Means crossing after only it will come. It is, these all are called as what? Heterozygous or homozygous? They are called as heterozygous. Heterozygous genotype. Heterozygous genotype. So remember, heterozygous is only present for dominant trait. Recessive trait, there is no heterozygous. Recessive trait only present what? Only present homozygous. What do you mean by homozygous? Pure. Homozygous means pure. So in exam, if they ask you, write the genotype of homozygous dominant trait. So you have to write it what? Only these capital letters. If they ask you just casually write the dominant trait, genotype of dominant trait, then both you have to write it. If they ask you only heterozygous dominant trait, you have to write it only this heterozygous one. Do you understand, Mr. Harish? Clear, Nimish? Everybody? So extremely important one. If you understand this, the 5-mark question of your board exam is just a casual thing. You can finish it like normally. So this is all about it. So from here, tomorrow we'll continue. What is our Mendel's experiments? What he has been done and how he has been performed. That all the things we are going to make it. That's what monohybrid cross and dihybrid cross. How he has been observed, how he has been formulated the laws. We are going to discuss in our tomorrow's class. It's very simple. Definitely by within next 3-4 days we'll finish it. And in one offline class, I will give you the practice in such a way. The very large practice I will give you. Everybody has to get 5 out of 5. That is what is our intention. I hope you all are understanding. Are you clear what is heredity means? Everybody, please respond. So take this screenshot of this page. This is very important one. This is the most important one. If you understand this, there is nothing can stop you in the heredity chapter. I'm challenging you. There is no question come out from this. Very rarely only sex determination will come. Otherwise, 95% of cases, only this one will come. So definitely about this dominant one, recessive one, traits only. Okay. So this I'll stop. Now immediately you can get back to the work and you read introduction. As I said, that introduction you have to read. You go through the introduction. And I want it, everybody has to read word to word. I told you to find the word. What is the word I said to find? Everyone?
Subtle.
Yeah. Find that word. I already showed you. So find that word and know the meaning and go through that. Okay. Then from here we'll continue in the tomorrow's class. Thank you, everybody. We'll meet in tomorrow's class.